Now, I could keep writing my happy story and my sad story separately and just keep them on different branches, have two stories going at once, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense because if I wanted to do that, I could just write them in two different files or in two different directories. What I really want to do is choose one and eventually pull the changes from that branch into master. So let's say I slept on it, had a nice night of sleep. I decided, you know what? I'm feeling happy today. I want this to be a happy story. In that case, I want to pull the changes from happy story into master. Now, this would be easy enough if we left the branches as they are now. Happy story is branched off of master. Master hasn't changed, so it's still the same as it ever was. And happy story has added one commit on. So what I could do is use the merge command and git merge happy story, and that would pull in the extra changes from the happy story branch into master. That would be simple enough, but it wouldn't really demonstrate the power of Git. So let's say that while I was thinking about my happy story and sad story changes, I added a little bit to the beginning of my story here in master. Let's say the little boy slept in the room at the very top of the house. Okay. I wanted to add a little bit more detail to my story. So I made this change and I say git commit -m to add a message. Added line. Oh, my baby is here now. Hi, Cassia. Added line about little boy's bedroom. Okay, something like that. It's probably good. Okay, that tells me the changes that I made. I'm on master. There's nothing to commit. Now what happens when I try to merge in my happy story branch? Aha. Git tells us that the automatic merge failed and that I have to fix conflicts and then commit the results. That's because the two branches have diverged. And Git doesn't really know how to bring these two changes together. Now, this is very important. You'll probably see this a lot if you use Git. We see a block on the top called head. Now, head refers to the branch we are currently on, so that's master. We see a block at the bottom called happy story. So everything below this double line and these arrows is from happy story, and everything above these lines is from master. Now, this is a little bit of a nuisance, but it's an important thing to do when you want to merge two different branches. We can remove this. We can save the line that we added, and we can plop it in wherever we want. Maybe I want to put it actually after the changes I added in my happy story branch. I like how that looks. Looking good. Now I've fixed the conflict. Oop, that looks a little funny. There we go. I've fixed the conflict, and when I do git status, I see that I have an unmerged path. This means that Git is in the progress of merging my branches, but it's waiting for me to fix this file which has been modified by both branches. So I add the changes, and I commit them, and I say, this time my message reflects the action I'm doing, which is merged happy story into master. Great. Perfect. Now when I do git status, I see I'm on branch master, there's nothing to commit, and when I do git log, what do I see? This is really interesting. I see my first two commits, and then I see the commit from Happy Story, and on top of that, I see the commit that I added on master, and finally, the commit where I merged the two. Okay, now to finish up this overview of Git Basics, I'm going to show you a couple more commands, and we're going to find ourselves in a little bit of a pickle. So let's say we wake up one morning after drinking a whole bottle of whiskey the previous night, and maybe we had a little bit of a blackout. Whoops. And we go into our project because we want to do a little bit of writing. Open it up in our text editor, and we find that there's nothing in the story. That's strange. The story is empty. Okay, so we take a look at our Git history using git log, and we see that the most recent commit says, "I'm a failed writer. I'll never make it. I should just give up." Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So I guess when we were blacked out last night, we got a little depressed and deleted our story. Well, that's okay. We've been using Git to track our progress, which means we have this history here all the way from the beginning when we added the first file. And so we're not entirely out of luck. Now, there are a lot of different ways that you could deal with this situation. And as I said, Git is a very powerful tool with a lot of different commands. We're not going to get too deep into it because it's really kind of a rabbit hole. But I'm going to show you one simple way that you can get yourself out of this pickle. Now, the problem is that we're on our branch master, right? If we check out this branch, no matter what, we're going to be at this commit here where we deleted everything because that is the most recent commit on master. So first what we can do is we can check out one of the commits that we like. Let's say we really like this one where we merged in Happy Story. So we do git checkout and then the hash of that commit. Okay, great. Now we were back where we were before. Perfect. But we have this warning here from Git. It's a little bit confusing. It says we can look around and make experimental changes. What's going on here basically is that right now we're no longer pointed at a branch. We're pointed at a single commit. This is not really where you typically want to be in Git. In Git, you want to be working on a branch, adding commits onto the history of that branch. So what can we do? We're pointing at this commit that we like, and from here we can check out -b, which if you remember creates a new branch. Let's call it new start. And what that has done is created a new branch where this commit is the most recent commit in the branch. So now this branch, new start, is pointing at this commit, and we can start again from this commit and keep adding onto our history from here. If we do git log, we can see that basically it looks just like it was before we got drunk and deleted our story. And now we just need to remember that we're working on new start and not master anymore because master is kind of ruined. We deleted everything. There are other ways that we could probably fix up master, but as I said, they're a little bit complicated and we're not going to get into that yet. The simplest way is just to point at one of your commits using git checkout and then the commit hash, and then using git checkout b to create a new branch. And now we have our new start branch. Perfect. So what kind of things did we learn here? At the start of our project, we used git init to initialize Git in this project. When we make some changes that we want Git to track, we add those changes onto staging. And then when we want to commit those changes, we use git commit m with a clear, helpful message. And if we added some files to the staging and we decided that we want to make some more changes before we commit them, we always can reset the file or reset the changes from all files and then make some more changes before we add and commit. We found that we can branch by using git checkout-b and creating a new branch, and that if we want to merge one branch into another branch, we use git merge and then type the name of the branch that we want to merge into the current branch. And that's about it.